Canadians are drinking less than they used to, but no other province has seen a greater reduction than Alberta. The average Albertan is drinking 1.9 litres less of pure alcohol than they did nearly 20 years ago. That's 107 fewer beers per person per year. And at the same time, cannabis sales have been on the rise. There are several possible reasons for this, and the CBC's Robson Fletcher has been looking into this and joins me now. So Robson, let's dig into the numbers. What did you find out about alcohol and cannabis use in Alberta?
Well, you hit some of the top line numbers there, but I think they bear repeating because the reduction in drinking in particular has been substantial. So StatsCan measures it, as you mentioned, in terms of pure alcohol. 1.9 litres less pure alcohol per person per year from peak back in 2008. Of course, we don't drink pure alcohol. That works out to, as you said, 107 fewer beers, 4.5 litres less vodka per person per year. These are big numbers that we've seen. And of course, drinking is down across the country, but Alberta has led the way in terms of the reduction in total alcohol consumption here. But when it comes to cannabis, it's the opposite picture. For as long as StatsCan has tracked the cannabis sales data, Albertans have been consuming more and more cannabis. Sales have risen every year, and Alberta leads the country in terms of cannabis sales per person. Last year, it totaled $248 per person on cannabis.
Okay, so let's focus in on alcohol for a second. So do we know the why in terms of why the numbers are down? It's a long-term trend, right? Nearly 20 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've been seeing this for a while. And when you couple it with the cannabis numbers, you might try to think, oh, it's just simply a one-to-one. People are swapping alcohol for cannabis. But experts say it's not quite that simple because there are several sort of parallel things going on here. So when it comes to alcohol sales in particular, we've seen several things happening, including younger people drinking less than young people used to drink. This has to do with changes in drinking culture, changes in sort of health trends, maybe in terms of price of alcohol as well too. On that health front, we have seen new guidance recently when it comes to the thresholds for low-risk drinking, the number of drinks per week being a lot lower than it used to be from older health guidance. And then we've also seen this proliferation of non-alcoholic options. There are way more non-alcoholic beers and wines and mocktails than we used to have available. Sales of those non-alcoholic options are way up. Meanwhile, the price of alcohol has been on the rise. And as you mentioned, this is a long-term trend. The real decline in Alberta started in 2008, and that happens to be the same year that Alberta introduced a minimum drink price law.
Okay, so let's go back to cannabis. What do we know about that? I mean, you're saying that Albertans, Stats Canada is saying that Albertans are spending more per capita on cannabis. What's behind that?
Well, one expert I spoke with who studies this said that it's largely due to simply the sheer number of stores in Alberta. So after legalization in 2018, Alberta was really fast out of the gate in allowing stores to proliferate. There was a point in about 2019-2020 when Alberta had more cannabis stores than every other province combined. Now, other provinces have since caught up and have opened more stores, but Alberta still is high on that front, and a lot of stores tends to lead to a lot of sales. Once again, though, price is probably playing a role here because while alcohol prices have been on the rise lately, cannabis prices have actually been on the decline. Since legalization, they're down 38% in Alberta. And so, these days, if you're looking for an intoxicating evening, it's a lot cheaper to opt for cannabis instead of booze.
Okay, Robson, thanks so much.
No problem.